I don't know. I don't know how long it's going to take to get through this information tonight. I've got a plan, I've got a structure behind it, and the goal is by the end of this evening I want 100% of the people who stick on through the end to have a very clear understanding of what you need to do right now to make $1,000 a day. Is that fair? Okay? So if you leave early, no promises. All right? I'm going to stick around, I'm going to answer some questions that are popping up in the, people sending me questions. Okay? I'm actually going to stick around, I'm going to answer those. All right, so we're going to stay as long as it takes for you to understand what it's going to take you right now to make $1,000 a day. Now, here's the thing that I'm going to tell you guys just right up on the front end of this. All right. Now, obviously, I can't guarantee any amounts of income. This is something I can't promise. It's real specific. I mean, there's legal things behind it. We have an income disclaimer, and if you get in this, even if you buy stuff tonight, if you pull out your credit card and you purchase here what we're selling, the reality is that we can't guarantee that you're going to make any amount of money. But here's what I can guarantee. What I can guarantee is that if you do exactly what I say tonight, if you follow the instructions that I'm going to give you and it doesn't work, I'll help you. That fair? Okay? If that's fair, and if you guys are okay with me promising that if you do what I teach you and you're not making $1,000 a day, when I lay out the steps and the formula, that I'll actually get on the phone and I'll fix what you're doing wrong. If you think that's fair, just write that's fair. That's fair? Okay? So that's a fair guarantee. It's a fair promise. Now, why am I so confident that I can help you do that? It's because it's easy, truthfully, right? Most people, they mystify the process of making money, and to be honest, there are some steps usually that are really difficult, right? And usually the difficult steps are the things that barely anybody in the world could do. Let me give you an example. When I got started in my business, it was back in 2002, and I didn't know how to sell. I knew how to communicate well, but I didn't know how to sell, right? I didn't know how to get people to pull out their credit card. I didn't know how to get people to make a decision. I didn't know how to get people to buy stuff. It was not something that was in my repertoire of experience. I had done a little bit of sales before, but I wouldn't call myself a great salesperson. There's a lot of intricacies in selling. And that's just the truth of it. If somebody tells you different, they say, well, selling is just explaining a product to somebody who wants it. Folks, no, it's not. There's a whole science, and there's a whole science and study and process of language that you use, things that you do with your body to sell stuff, and most people don't have a clue how to do it. That's just the honest truth. Is it okay if I be honest with you here tonight? Who here knows, right? Who here, at least, even if you're good at selling now, how many of you have been at one point in your life horrible at sales? You could get in front of a room, or you could get on a webinar, or you could be doing a presentation, and nobody buys anything. Here, just type yes. I mean, I've been horrible at sales. You guys been bad before? If you've been bad, type I've been bad. Yeah, you've been bad, all right? So the truth is, the honest truth, most people can't sell right now. They can learn it, but they can't do it right now, okay? And this is the part of the formula that usually screws people up, is because in order to make this work, you have to be able to sell. But if we could just take out the you have to sell part and replace it with math, how many here could add and do basic math? Like, no, we're not talking like algebra. I'm bad at algebra. But if you could pull out a calculator and keep track of numbers, right, for 15, 20 minutes a day and stick within an ad budget, how many of you could be a little bit good at math if I could show you how to make $1,000 a day? If we took out the selling part, okay? How many of you could do that? If you just type yes, you could do that. All right? Yeah, 1 + 1 = 1. Somebody says 1 × 1 = 1, right? You pull out a calculator at least. I have a thing on my Mac. It's called Calc, right? And I pull out the calculator, and I can do tiny amounts of math with the calculator. All right? This is all you need to be able to do. Because here's what you've got to get good at, and this is all you've got to get good at, is first of all, you've got to get good at understanding the process, which I'm going to go through tonight, okay? Now, this process, you're not going to have to be good at sales. Why? Because I'm good at selling. All right? And because I'm good at selling, and I'm going to give it to you, you don't have to be good at it. Now, if you are good at it, you can do this yourself, right? But if you're not good at it, it is going to hurt you to try to do it yourself. You'll sell way less, it'll be way more difficult, it'll cost you way more money, and you'll get way worse conversions. And I'm going to encourage you, until you're making money, to not try to learn to sell. Don't even try. Now, is that opposite from what people normally tell you? Just type yes if that's exactly the opposite from what most people say. Right? Now, as a warning also tonight, I just want to get this off my chest here. I'm in Costa Rica, okay? My internet is normally pretty fast. However, we have had difficulties a couple of times in the past where I vanished for a minute or two, And if I vanish for a minute or two, there's about a 99% chance I'll be back within 30 seconds. And so if we get cut off for whatever reason, I'm watching over here on the side, I'm going to turn the bandwidth down and we'll pop right back on, and we'll make sure to get this information to you guys tonight. That fair? Okay, so we're going to get started. Now, math. You have to understand the process of what you're doing. You have to know small math. Now, we're not talking big things. We're not talking about algebra. We're talking adding and subtracting. And why do you want to understand math? Because you need to understand the numbers, right? You need to understand the